Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120 volt.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, Josh produces for you today.
Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Well, the Olympics are off and running. Or walking. Walking around the track, walking around the stadium. No bands in attendance, but opening ceremonies are well, they're open. And so are we. What's up, y'all? Merry Friday. What a week it's been. Opening drive. Good to be back in the saddle. Thanks for not changing the door code and letting me in the door. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. What's good, man?
What it do? Good morning.
You all right? How was a week? Glad to have you gone. Sit and talk some football with Nedward. It's always good when I'm gone. I know. I get it. No, everybody tells me that. I
that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Good to have you back. Glad you came back for one day.
It was glad to be back for one day. Fun trip over there. It was. I'll give you media day stories, but what I miss here, I miss. But since I've been gone, you got an NBA champion. Two major, and I want to talk about this later. Figures in our city have passed away. United got beat. Texas and Oklahoma are threatened to move. It's like, dang, I've been gone for a month. What happened? It was a big topic.
Well, yesterday, conference talk.
Yeah.
Like, what was this just going to be a little blip on the radar, or could this change the college football landscape as we know it moving forward?
Where'd you land?
I landed on I could actually see this being the first time I'm buying into a split in Division I because of all the other things we've seen. The walls that have been broken down in terms of amateurism, name, image, and likeness. And you know those other conferences aren't necessarily just going to sit still, but is it just going to be a feeding frenzy from everyone grabbing teams out of the Big 12? Because if you look at the Big 12 without Texas and Oklahoma, all right, you add a just say Boise State, Houston, etc., you can't go back to the table and ask for the same money.
No way. This is the great unknown. This is two of the big dogs, right? I mean, if you're going to tell me, pick a number. Would they be top 5, top 8 athletic programs in America? Those are two of them. I mean, I don't know how you rank athletic programs. If it's just on money, then there's a list on that. But I think if you would say, what Alabama, Notre Dame, Michigan, USC, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma. Am I missing somebody in the ACC? I mean, is there anybody in the ACC? Is Clemson a top? Maybe Clemson because of football. Am I missing somebody? I just kind of Ohio State. I'm missing.
Yeah, we're talking just name brand schools, especially when it comes to college football. Towards the top of the list.
And right at the top. So if this happens, it's obviously major. I don't think that's a blip on the radar. If that happens, it's major. What does it mean? I don't think anybody knows yet. And certainly that was a conversation in Vegas. I was with Commissioner Thompson and a conversation we had with him. And by the way, we're going to have Bob over the next, 4 weeks. I brought back, I think, close to 20 conversations with student athletes and the commissioner and coaches from around the Mountain West on football as we go into football season. I think you're going to like the majority of them. I was impressed as I was, right? As you say, I go over there and I fall in love with everybody. But right as I was talking to Craig Thompson, he says this tweet came out 10 minutes ago. And I'm like, what does it mean? He says, I don't know if it's true. I have no idea what it means. He addressed it in the press conference a short time after that. JJ, I think if that happens, it's not a blip. It's major. And I've been reading as much as I can on this. Where does it go? What I've heard more than anything else, and that doesn't mean that this is the odds-on situation, is that you would go from a Power 5 to a Power 4. That the Big 12 probably would not survive. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean West Virginia goes to the ACC and maybe Notre Dame joins? Does that mean you're going to 16-team, 4 16-team leagues as you were talking about? And who's in? And where does that leave the Boise States, the Houstons, the San Diego States, the Colorado States? Probably where they are. The feel was that if that breaks up, and this is the conversation I had with a lot of people, if it goes that way, where's Iowa State probably go to the Big Ten with Kansas? Does Oklahoma State go along to where does it go? Does Texas Tech go to the Pac-12 with Oklahoma State? Or there was some talk, does Utah and Colorado State go to the Big 12 and try to keep that thing together, and then they go the route you were talking about with Boise State, Houston, something like that. Anybody who thinks they know, I think, is just telling you they know.
Yeah, this is a scenario where you're just throwing out what do you think could happen.
And a lot of it's tinged with what do you hope will happen.
And some of it's also tinged with what I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because my biggest thing is if we do see, say, a super conference buildup, is then that where we start to get the split, because more and more you have ADs in those power conferences, conference commissioners talking about, why are we, quote unquote, playing under the same rules as some of those other schools? And why are we letting them be a part of this and dictate what is going on? In the SEC, if they make this move and do land Texas and Oklahoma, which no one's saying no to it, like everyone's saying, yeah, this is something that actually could happen. The fallout then is what kind of pull do the boosters at an Oklahoma State, at a Texas Tech have? Because I think what they would try to do, whether it works or not,
politically,
is say, oh, let's just split and create a mega conference of power conference football to try to not get left behind.
And in reality, they're worried about that, right? It's kind of leftover 8 right now. I mean, while you look at, I know, what's the biggest brand there? Baylor? It's Kansas basketball. But they're, I mean, look,
we almost saw them get left behind.
Absolutely.
When this all started like 10 years ago.
So if you give me Kansas State, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Texas Tech, TCU, and who am I forgetting? Whatever it is, biggest brand is what?
Baylor, and it might not be for the right
reason. They won it well, but they won a national champion. They're the defending national champions in college basketball.
Yeah.
But football's going to drive this thing, right? So is Oklahoma State the best program there? I mean, Oklahoma State's become a nice program. Texas Tech's become a nice program. I mean, you've got good programs, but are they good programs because they've been doing it on their own? Well, partially they've been doing it well, but they've been getting that money to build their facilities, to build their programs. That's Big 12 television money. And if Oklahoma and Texas go away, and you can add all the Boise States and Houstons you want, that money is not the same. That conference is not worth the same. It's just not. Well, Jeff, I mean, Oklahoma Oklahoma's been winning football, but what have those two been doing in basketball? It doesn't matter. Baylor has been contending, and you can tell me all you want. Those are the two brands. Those are the two monies. Those are the two. That's the draws. That's where it's coming from. And so, I think the uncertainty, and it was certainly talked about at conference media days. It certainly is got everybody's attention. Now, is 16 too many? You know, here's my. I think back to the WAC days. How do you manage a 16-team conference?
Well, they already had the structure of what it could look like on the SEC network.
I thought, and it's like two leagues, and I guess that's fine. If the money's there, and really that's what's going to matter. If the money's there, and everybody's generating more money than they would. But then that's great. And Vanderbilt's just sitting there shutting their mouths, and Kentucky shutting their mouths, going, whatever you guys want, man. We're just along for it. Don't leave us out, right? I competitively, I've never I just think it's too big. I think 10, 12 is the right number, right in there. I just think it's too big. And we watched what happened with the WAC, and it didn't work. Now, granted, money will make anything work. I understand that. But, I think there's a ton of concerns about this. And to say it's a blip on the radar, I don't know that you guys ever got there. What did Ned think?
Ned was on the track of it was the SEC just thinking that they run everything, but you take a step back and they do in the football world.
Well, they might.
They have the ultimate control in this situation, because we can talk about winning conference championships, your basketball program. There were the jokes, and so many people like, hey, Texas, what have you done since Vince Young? And it's like, well, guess what? It doesn't matter.
Dude, they're the only school that has their own network.
Exactly. They still have their own network. They're a brand name. They still have a ton of pull. So it doesn't matter what you've done title-wise, banner-wise. It's that invitation looks like it's actually on the table. Those two brands move. And my biggest thing in all this is if we see a change in college football, can you manage that without changing everything else? Without changing the way that basketball is played, the NCAA tournament, and everything else we see, because in other Olympic sports, you can compete with the big dogs differently than you can in football.
You know, I don't, your point is so dead on with Ned. I don't care how many championships you've won recently. You can't think like you and I think. Guys are sitting around making these decisions. It's based on those gigantic dollars. And, yeah, the SEC runs everything. And if this happens, they're going to run everything even more. And I'm going to tell you, the Big Ten is going to do whatever they can to strengthen themselves. That's the whole why Nebraska's there. I don't know, Nebraska's got the clout that they did then. But who do you see joining the Big 12? I'm sorry, the Big Ten. The Big Ten. They're at 14. Is there anybody that adds? Do they take Oklahoma State and Baylor, Kansas? What makes them better?
Nothing to that extent.
But they took Rutgers and Maryland. Did that make it right? So,
and who knows?
Yeah. No, I know.
And then now that's the thing, is they have Rutgers and Maryland, the experience of that.
It may make them gun shy. No, I understand. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Ronnie Daniel's going to be with us at 8:30. The former La Cueva star went to Texas Tech, San Diego State, signed with the Gladiators yesterday. An interesting story. Looking forward to catch up with Ronnie. I got thoughts on that. We'll talk about the media day stuff. Dodgers and Giants. Kenley Jansen blows another save last night. You better be concerned about that. We got a sweet deal live in studio today for the first time since March of a year ago, I want to say, maybe even February. So we got a ton to do. Probably going to hoe at some point as well. And looking forward to getting back into it and hearing from you. Moving around again. How you feeling, gentlemen? You feeling like yourself? You feeling well? If you are not, If you're not ready to be moving around, if you're just sluggish and just not feeling like yourself, will you do yourself a favor and call New Feel like yourself again. If you're maybe dealing with things that are 100% natural, like fatigue or low T, erectile dysfunction, there is a place here in Albuquerque that will help you. New is the leader in men's health. They've been the leader for years. They can help you if you call them at 505-652-1688 or visit them at Numale. That's NUMALE.com. You'll feel better. This is truth. As you age, things like weight loss or weight gain, hair loss, even ED will happen. Really good chance that you're going to be affected. Nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of is if you don't do anything about it. Do something and call Numale at 505-652-1688. They're here in Albuquerque. The process is comfortable. It's convenient, but the best part about it is the results. It's real, it works, and men all over the country benefit from this. Call Numale at 505-652-1688 or visit Numale.com and feel better.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or Statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. And this one's high. It's going deep, and it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
steal to third base.
We're already talking to Ronnie Daniels coming up at 8:30. I think I told you, I heard the story. What was it? What day did I leave? So Tuesday I heard it? Was it on Wednesday, Thursday?
Yes.
And I was like, wow. All right, it's an interesting signing by the Gladiators, Ronnie Daniels. And I still tell you, I think Ronnie Daniels is one of the 3 or 4 best high school players I've seen in my 25 years in this town. Bobby Newcomb, Ronnie Daniels, Dontrell Moore, and Nate Gentry, in whatever order you want to put them. I mean, I don't know, am I missing someone? There's been some good ones, but the ones that just stood out to me were those. And obviously, Ronnie's run into some problems along the way. And had a chance meeting with Gina Thomas, the owner, and he's getting a chance. And looking forward to seeing where he is. He met with local media yesterday. And I'm glad he's getting another chance, whether, certainly not at the level we thought Ronnie Daniels would be. But let's see where he is and what he can do and what he can parlay this into.
Yeah, especially when you look at the things he's gone through in his life. This is an opportunity just to find some consistency for himself, play the game that he loved at some point in time. It'll be interesting to see where he sits now as he tries to get back in the game of football and see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm excited. They've got a big game this weekend against Spokane with Lamar Jordan coming in with the Spokane Shock, and I'm excited for him, and I'm rooting for him. People have demons and people have issues and stuff happens all the time, and I'm rooting for that young man. So looking forward to having that conversation coming up at 8:30. All right, what did you hear? What was I thought I was sending you stuff, and obviously you didn't get any of the audio I sent, so you haven't heard any. I just looked at it. I think I got 18 full conversations, and then both Carson Strong, the Nevada quarterback, and Nick Starkel, the San Jose State quarterback. I got like an extra minute and a half. Like, we had these long conversations, and I was just sitting talking to these guys. Both of them told me another story. I'm like, dude, why didn't I ask you? Can I? And yeah, go ahead. For Starkel, it was talking about losing the bowl game last year, what it meant to him, and there's so many things that stand out. But I listened to guys talk about bowl games, and they're not college football playoff games. And this is what gives me the confidence, the faith, that validates what we do as bowl people, but that the bowls at the New Mexico Bowl level are going to last. How much they enjoy winning them. And like Carson Strong talked about the revenge that they had at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. I talked to Savon Scarver, who played in the New Mexico Bowl, talked about how fun that was to beat North Texas, talked about playing New Mexico State in the Arizona. I mean, like these Bulls, they resonate with these guys. And Nick Starkel said they were ripped by COVID. Remember San Jose State when they lost to Ball State in the Arizona? They had 20-something guys out. And he says his screensaver, he went back and watched the video cut up of the game. He said, I almost never do that. But I went back and watched it, and the announcer was saying, and Starkel's got to be a leader here, and this is where he's got to get his team. And he says, and there I was just sitting, by myself on the bench, and this score on the bottom shows us getting our butt kicked. And he says, that's my screensaver, dude. He says, that's what's motivated me all off season, is I look at that every day and I realize I've got to be better. Like, what was I doing in that moment? I can't do like little things like that. And he told me that story. I'm like, well, can I ask you about that? He's like, yeah. What motivates these guys and different stories, it's just, I love going to this, and the coaches are fun, and we've got really good coach conversations, and there's some impressive young coaches in this league. But the student athletes just always make.
There's got to be a good vibe around the league right now, because it's still such a young league when it comes to coaching. We're still looking at 6 or 7 guys that are in their first or second year at these programs. The talent that there is overall, Carson Strong's really good. Really also good. Has the best receiver in the conference that he's thrown to, Romeo Dubs. Cole Turner, the tight end, came on really strong last year. So I think overall, Mountain West football is in a good place, and the vibe just hadn't been great from everyone just finally getting back and able to just talk football and looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I think being around people was a number one. Just seeing people shaking hands. Everybody's, it was a mask mandate at Media Day, which was just put in Nevada, I think this week. I got the email literally the day before I left. Make sure you bring masks because you're gonna have to wear, which was a step back because everybody's taking. But the young coaches in this league. So a couple things. The bottom of the league is going to get better. New Mexico, I told you the other day, I think New Mexico's got to be better. I think defensively, just they will be good just because Danny Gonzalez and Rocky Long are the coaches. And that system's worked for 25 years. And you're adding an SEC quarterback, if he wins the job, who's won 10 games at that level in 2 bowl games. They've got to get better, right? I think it's Utah State might be a step away. When I talked to Marcus Arroyo, the UNLV coach, like there's and this is where you tell me I fall in love with these guys, and you're not wrong. There's no doubt, not this year, that might be the right guy finally. Like when you listen to the conversation, where this young man has been, the NFL, the Pac-12, and Mississippi State and the SEC, or Ole Miss and the SEC, I just in the way he thinks, this is different than a lot of those coaches I've talked to. Jay Norvell, who I told you I've liked for 5 years, has got his team in 4 straight bowl games at Nevada, and they're the favorites.
Just look at the West.
Yeah.
And that shows you
Hawaii's picked fifth.
You can make the climb.
Yeah.
You can build programs in this conference. Because when was the last time San Diego State was picked third?
San Diego State? Yeah. It's been, look, this was always San Diego State's division, and San Jose State was at the bottom. You look at the West, and give me a bad teim. I mean, you say UNLV, and okay. But after that, Hawaii won a bowl game, and they're picked fifth. San Diego State, Fresno State's going to be good. And another, impressive, Caleb DeBoer. San Diego State, Brady Hoke's back. He's comfortable. San Jose State is the defending champion with everybody back, and they're picked second in Nevada. The other thing is, JJ, the amount of experience that everybody has with the super senior thing and how many people took advantage. Everybody, who was I talking to? He's got 24 starters. It might have been Boise State. Who, again, another impressive young coach. But I looked at it. It was Boise State's got 22 starters back. I think it was San Jose State who's got Lawrence Fan, their sports information director. We have 24 starters back. I'm like, wait. There's 22. Oh, our punter and our kicker and
special team.
I got more to talk about. I know we got to take this break and somewhat try to be on time, but. I'm looking forward to listening back to some of the conversations, and we'll start them next week. Over what I heard and some of the stories, and I'll give you a couple previews when we get back on the young men that we spoke to. But it was fun. 505-246-0610. I also want to get into the NBA Finals. I know you already did that. Dodgers and Giants last night. You can tell me what happened to United on national TV. We were in my hotel room the other day. I was like flipping around. Whoa.
I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, look at that. And then they got beat 3-0. So just trying to protect and build on what they are. Hey, you built for a long time to get your business, to get your home, to get your everything that you've got. Don't let somebody destroy it by just taking it. Call IPS and protect what's important to you. International Protective Service has protected my home. They watch my home, and they've done it for years. Every day, they're up and down the street. They patrol. You go out of town, just give them a call. Let them know. They'll pick up the newspaper, the mail. If you've got a package delivered, they'll make sure that doesn't sit on the porch for however long it is you're gone. Even roll garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day. Do exterior checks. Just give your home that lived-in look. Look, you've worked too hard to build what you have. Don't wait until a bad guy comes in and just destroys everything. It's too late then. Don't wait until something bad happens. Stop crime before it happens. Protect your home, protect your business, and call International Protective Service. I know a lot of you got involved with security companies, thought were local, then they sold. And your security's now in the hands of a company from out of state. I'm sure they're fine, but they're not here, they're not local, they're not vested in this community like IPS is. Aaron's not going anywhere. He's committed to making Albuquerque a better, a safer place to live and to do business. No long-term commitments, no contracts. Call IPS. Have them tell you what they can do for you, and I think you're going to really, really enjoy this and like this and realize it's good for you. IPS's phone number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own.
Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough, fine.
Come on, man! I'm just listening to some of the clips we're gonna play. It's I think you're gonna enjoy the next few weeks and some of the content we have. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck. All right, so I learned a bunch about some of the student athletes. I met the young man Kikala Kanini from Boise State. He was the student athlete of the year in college football, not just in the Mountain West, but like in all of college football. He was recognized as there was a name. It's in the conversation. Young man from Honolulu, and talked about why and how and why it's important. You know, it's not just about football. Xavier Valade, who unbelievable running back at Wyoming, I think is terrific. Young man from the South Side of Chicago. How do you end? I mean, the only thing I said to him, the only thing
get lost.
The only thing Chicago and Laramie have in common is winter. Like, right? And he's like, no, man. They say Chicago's a windy city. I think it's Laramie. But he talked about being accepted in Laramie, and how he's got 4 younger sisters back home in Chicago, and he worries about them, and he's trying to be there for them and protect them, and talks about family. I talked to Savon Scarver, who's about ready to one more kickoff return. We'll set the record for kickoff returns in the history of college football. Played the New Mexico Bowl, had that kickoff return against New Mexico State, and his story from Vegas to up there, and where he got his name, and because I've never met a gentleman named Savon before. I don't know that you have, but I just the Carson Strong story from I love the stories of guys, JJ, that were never recruited. Had one offer. Carson Strong had one offer, went to Nevada. Cade Hall, the defensive player of the year from San Jose State, had one offer, went to San Jose State. And I asked Cade off camera. This is something you and I didn't off camera, off the mic. I asked him, and this is off the record, you don't have to tell me, but I said, now that you've become such a good player and a pro prospect, have there been feelers to recruit you to bigger schools? And he says, well, he's kind of whatevered. And I really like it. He wasn't a whatever kind of a guy. He says, look, here's my deal. I don't care who calls. I'm loyal to San Jose State and Brent Brennan. They gave me an opportunity. Those guys love Brent Brennan, by the way. He says, they gave me an opportunity, and I don't care who comes calling. I'm not going anywhere else. This is where I love, and this is where I'm loyal. Now, I don't know every student athlete would be that way, but that young man was. But you get a guy like Carson Strong. He's considered a pro prospect, one of the quarterback of Nevada.
You can still recruit. Like, recruiting is not dead, especially in football. Yeah. Things are going to be different. And I think when we look at football overall, to me it feels like you're going to get more guys in those systems sticking around than you would in basketball. And just the difference we see there, the opportunity, the recognition, because also we've seen, like, you don't have to be in one place to get to the league. Like, if you're good enough, they're going to find you wherever you are. It's always the Damian Lillard at Weber State, but it's also, I think, just part of the progression. Like, guys can click younger in basketball than you do in football sometimes, so they're going to be more connected to the program.
Yeah, I even look at the NBA sometimes, and we hear about the power programs. Kentucky's got a lot of great players. But when you look at guys, the top players in the game, LeBron James didn't go to college. Yes, Kevin Durant went to Texas. Kawhi Leonard went to San Diego State. Paul George went to Fresno State. Damian Lillard went to Weber State. Stephen Curry went to Davidson. Like if there's that adage that if you can play, they will find you. And yeah, there's plenty. You can rip off plenty who went to big name schools too. Yes, absolutely. But the point is, if you can ball, they will find you. And, Josh Allen was found at Wyoming, and I talked to Craig Bowl a little bit about Josh, and, you'll be interested to hear what he has to say there. But they'll find you. It's each individual's personality, too. Is it easier to be found at Alabama? Yeah, I imagine that's why they got, 15 guys drafted per draft? Or whatever it is, 10 guys? Yeah. But there's young men in this league, and Carson Strong will play on Sundays. Cade Hall will play on Sundays. Xavier Valladay's got a chance to play on Sundays. The league's got Boise State and San Diego State and Fresno State players all around. Devontae Adams is pretty good, isn't he? Derek Carr's pretty good, right? Josh Allen's pretty good. And you got Rashad Penny's in the league. They're all over the place. So it's interesting, and it plays into the conversation on, what's going to happen with football if Texas and Oklahoma goes this break in college football. By the way, do you want to be the guy, like, if you're Texas or Oklahoma, or if you're the SEC, do you think it's breaking college football or making it better? Is your perspective we're making it better?
Oh, your perspective is
we're saving it?
Not necessarily making it better, but we're the big dogs. We're going where big dogs belong in the SEC.
I wonder how history plays that out. Because there's a New Mexico guy right in the middle of all that. Chris Del Conte is the athletic director of Texas, Taos, New Mexico guy, who I've not talked to, but he's right in the middle of it. So it's interesting, man. It's really interesting the way it all went down. But there was a calmness to the media day that isn't always there, right? I've gone there so many years, and there's incredible tumult. That there's you're on the verge of upheaval. This conference. I did talk to And I asked Andy Avalos, the new head coach at Boise State. I said, look, I'm not looking to put you on the spot, but your previous head coach and your previous athletic director made it clear that Boise State wants out. They felt they were better than this league. And, I'm going to ask you, where you are. And he kind of gave me, he almost changed his facial expression. I felt bad that I asked the question, but I had to ask, how do you not ask the question?
So really, the way Brian Harsin acted like the entire year before he took to Auburn.
No doubt. And he kind of went into and dialed up the answer, and his face changed and his tone changed, and he gave me his stock answer on that. He's been trained. They've all been, gone over this stuff, and they'll ask you this or they'll ask you this. So he gave me, stock answer, and Boise State belongs here, and we geographically and competitively and blah, blah, blah. So, but I think if they got a call from the Big 12 tomorrow, they'd be gone, I don't know, yesterday. But then again, you tell me a team in this league that wouldn't.
Everyone would be.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's hard for me, to look at this situation and say, oh, now the call's coming. If it hasn't come, I don't think it's even going to come if OU and Texas leave, because I'm thinking down the line of these remaining Big 12 schools scrambling to stay a part of the power brokers in college football. But if they don't, you said you kind of get this 4-conference power structure.
Do you think it's going 4?
Then this void is open for is the AAC, is the Mountain West that can kind of make some noise at that point.
See, there didn't have to be Big 5. There used to be Power 6.
We got conditioned to it.
Yeah, we were conditioned to Power 6. Yeah. The Big East was a power conference. They dissolved. So nothing's off the table. Nothing can't happen. And tradition matters even less. Now all of a sudden Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are going to be in different leagues. Texas had been protecting Texas State with the state legislature for how long? Texas Tech. Texas had been protecting Texas Tech. Remember all the talk when Texas was going to go to the Pac-12? Well, Texas Tech's got to come with us. And it was the state legislators who were funding so much of that. Said, nope, you got to take Tech with you. You got to take Tech with you. Well, now all of a sudden, 10 years later, I'm not hearing anybody worrying about protecting little brother. I'm not hearing about Oklahoma worried about what the state legislators in Oklahoma are going to say. Well, you got to take Oklahoma State with you. No, we don't. I don't need your damn money anymore. If you're going to give me SEC money, we don't need it. The playing field has changed so dramatically. It feels, in that regard, in 10 years since the last major upheaval in this. And could it be that there's just 2 teams move and they invite a couple and raid the Mountain West and the America? It could be, or it could be that the Big 12, as you know it, dissolves into other leagues. And Kansas State ends up in the Mountain West for the American.
Because right now, the Mountain West, their current media rights deal runs through 25-26.
Okay.
And they're talking about the OU Texas stuff happening as early as next year.
No, they need 18 months. I don't even know what it means. It's supposedly, the contract says it's 18 months notice to get out of a league. So I think that's two football seasons. $73 million per university. Texas and Oklahoma each would have to pay $73 million.
I know, let's take that
I know.
an IOU from the SEC and get that back.
Yeah.
Couple years.
505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Want to know an easy way to save a lot of money each month? Refinance your mortgage. I mean it. We're seeing loan options with rates in the 2s, making now the time to call American Financing. Find out what you qualify for. You can not put this off any longer. You can't. A lower rate means hundreds in monthly savings, plus tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings. And it only takes a 10-minute call to get you started. You'll get a free, no-obligation mortgage review so you can learn about options before you move forward. It really is no pressure experience. It's focused on you, and you could be looking up to $1,000 in monthly savings. I don't know about you, but $1,000 to me, hundreds of dollars to me would make a big difference. You can do that, but you got to call American Financing. I don't know what you're waiting for. It really is no pressure, no obligation. Call them while the rates are still incredibly low. Pre-qualify for free. 423-551-6525. That's 423-551-6525. 551-6525 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Staples Connect.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems, is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
610. NMDOT reminds you to toss no mas. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Olympics are underway. Opening ceremonies in Tokyo. The doors are open. We're ready to go. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Hey, indulge me if you will for a moment. Since I've got so much has happened since last I was here. When I was, we were getting out on Tuesday, word came down. Brian O'Neill passed away, the former Siembieda High School basketball coach, assistant coach at UNM, at Baylor, and you know, been in our community. Brian, I'm not going to tell you he and I were like best friends. We were friends. In fact, Brian, when I left Governor Richardson's employ, the Sports Authority, when we started the bowl game, Governor asked me, you know, who do you have a recommendation? Who do you suggest come in and take your place? And I suggested Brian. And Brian ended up getting that job and became the executive director of the Sports Authority and worked for tourism. And I'm well aware that, you know, Brian did commentary on an opposing station and what's the word I'm looking for? A competitor, I guess is the word here in town, and his brother Joe owns the station, and that's fine. You know, sometimes it goes beyond competition. Brian was a good man, did a lot of good things in this community. I know you knew Brian, and I just want to send my condolences to Joe and to Alma and Brian's wife and his kids. Brian had been fighting this for a while. I played in a fantasy football league with Brian, and I'd been texting with him just a week ago. I'm like, hey, who you keeping? You know, I was really trying. He'd been struggling with this for 18 months, and he got to a point where Brian was. You know, he said, you know, really the only way to communicate, there was no phone, there was no talking anymore. He was texting. So I didn't want to always just when I talk about, hey, how you feeling? I wanted to engage him in conversation. And you know, who you keeping? I'm looking at your roster. Oh, you got to throw Nick Chubb back in this year. You can't keep him for $2 anymore. And so that was literally a week ago. And I just wanted to send condolences to the O'Neill family and to Joe, his brother. To Alma, his wife, to their kids, because Brian was good people, man, really good people, and I'll miss Brian as a friend, and I know this community will miss him, and I just wanted to take him. I know that's a couple days ago, but JJ, I know you knew Brian, and I just want to make sure that I send some love to that family, because I sincerely mean it, and deepest heartfelt condolences.
Oh, same. Did the same thing a few days ago. Addressed it. And when I heard about the story, just heartbreaking, and like I said, best thoughts to the entire family.
Yeah. And I don't care about competing stations or whatever. Look, you know, there's things that run deeper. The other one is, saw yesterday, Howard Morgan passed away. Do you remember Howard Morgan? I know you do, Bob. No, you don't? Do you remember Howard Morgan? So Howard was the weather guy before Joe Diaz at Channel 7. And when I first got there, he was the guy, and you know, going back to the 50s, but I got there in '96, so I was on that evening news team. It was Howard, it was Nelson Martinez and Dick Niffing and Diane Anderson, as the anchors. Howard Morgan did sports, and then I did. Howard Morgan did weather. I did sports. I was fortunate enough to be part of a team with Howard, and just one of the most gracious, kind, funny, talented, and the impression he was TV in this town. Like Channel 7 KOAT was dominant. So the Johnny Morrises and the Jim Boschos and Terry McDermott's and Dick and Nelson and Diane, and I never quite made it to that stature, but I tagged along with that team at the end there. But Howard was good people. 91 years old, man. That was a good full life of giving back to this community, and I saw that yesterday, and I just wanted to send some love there too and acknowledge Howard, man. Does it feel like we've lost an inordinate amount of really, really, really good people recently?
We've talked about it a lot recently. Yeah.
I mean, from young coaches, Mike Brown and Bobby Unser and Coach Dotson. Just a lot lately, but just want to send out that love. And if you've got thoughts, certainly we're here for you. But Brian was a good friend, and that's one that's one that's going to hurt. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. What was the reaction on Chris Paul? And it was more Chris Paul talk or more Bucks talk?
More Bucks talk. Yeah. What Giannis did. Because Chris
good
wasn't terrible.
Good.
It was Devin Booker wasn't ready for the stage.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton got lost.
Yeah.
But it was all about Giannis Antetokounmpo putting up the best NBA Finals performance I've ever seen. That I've watched.
Pretty hard to argue.
Finals clinching game, a 50-piece, and then backs it up with 50 more at Chick-fil-A the next day.
We'll have a little conversation about that because, yes, I think that's right. Next hour we got a sweet, like an in-house sweet deal, like somebody's coming in studio with us. All right, we got a sweet deal for you at 8:20. We got a swing for the respite home. Big event coming up at Top Golf next week that we're going to give away a team. We've got Ronnie Daniels at 8:30. And we got a big Friday. Maybe we'll even hoe at some point today, too. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. It looks like Adrian is producing. What's up, Adrian? Everybody else in Farmington, you're the only one left home. You'll throw a big rager tonight. Dad's away. Bobcat's producing on the radio side on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry. I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on. What's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry. We'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You're watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
center fielder. Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
The count. This one's high. It's going deep, and it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
He wants you to talk.
Now?
Now.
Like when he
Stop wasting time.
Come on, I'm watching the Cleveland Guardians.
Sorry, Mr. Bob.
I'm watching the Cleveland
By the way, I
Guardians.
refer to him as Mr. Bob now.
No, I don't.
He's professional.
Who decided that?
Deion Sanders.
I don't understand. When was Deion Sanders on our show?
The whole walking out because someone called him Deion story.
I never heard that story.
Well, that's something you missed this week.
Deion Sanders walked out because someone called him Deion?
Yes.
Who called him Deion?
A reporter.
I've always called play. Why should he call Mr. Sanders? Did he call?
No, I think he wanted to be called Coach Sanders or Coach Prime.
Oh, give me a break. Like with all due, give me a break,
Mr. Bob.
Let me tell you, when I started in this business years ago, a gentleman for whom I interned named Phil Stone actually told me, he says, you know what, you're going to earn a lot of, you just always refer to coaches by their first name. He says, they're on the same playing field as you are. He says, dress like they, at a level,
I can get on board with that with Danny.
What do you mean?
Casual media day.
With the shorts?
That.
Yeah. With Jarek Reed, I was kidding Frankish. I'm like, what's with your guy? Like, he has holes in his jeans, everything, because that's style, bro. That's fashion, bro. I'm like, your kid got holes in his jeans, can't tuck in his shirt. What the hell's going on around here?
That is NIL yet.
I know.
Your jeans. Opportunity.
All right, opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Really? So, I literally, I would have let him walk out. Like, who are you? Why are you better than I am? Did you call me
Coach Prime?
Mr. Coach Prime? Deion? I would call him Deion.
Optimus Prime.
Whatever, man. Cleveland baseball team has a new name. And actually, I like the name. I like the logos. I know Twitter won't because, Twitter likes nothing. The Cleveland Guardians. Guardins. And there's a script, like if you're familiar with the Indians script on their jerseys, it's the same script. It's kind of a cool logo. Tom Hanks just put out a slick, he didn't put it out, he narrated it, a slick video that was put out narrated by Tom Hanks. And that'll be next year. The Cleveland baseball team will be called the Guardians. Actually, I love the logos.
It works.
Yeah.
Color scheme stays the same.
Yes.
Font works. Logo's fine. It's solid.
So
for a rebrand,
I agree with you.
You're not like, oh look, we're the Cleveland Guardians and our colors are neon green and silver now.
I know there'll be plenty of people who hate it because anything that's new is despicable, and you hate new and damn them for having to change the name, and why the hell? I mean, what's wrong with Indians, really? It's where we are, man. I mean, it's like it or don't, embrace it or leave it. So I tell you, if you don't like the way things are going, find a new sport to love. Find something else to do. But
there's always pickleball.
There is
very
always
popular.
Pickleball. You know, I'm a little offended by pickleball. I mean, why pickles? Pickles are they give people indigestion.
I'm not a pickle fan.
Yeah. Hello, Dan. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
We're well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Praise the Lord. Hey, today I am calling in to offer up condolences to the Brown family for the loss of their patriarch, Coach Mike Brown, a couple weeks ago. And I know today they're having services for him.
I didn't know that.
And even up north, you know, we've competed against the Brown family for years in all facets of basketball, whether it be with the schools or AAU or New Mexico games or whatever. Magnificent community family, and Coach Brown was, I can't say enough about him and his boys. So for me and all of our Norteños, we want to express our condolences to the family, and today we celebrate Coach Brown's life.
Very well said. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And that should be one heck of a celebration. And Danny Brown, his son, came on, I think the day after he passed away, and talked about his dad. And we did 2 segments with Danny, didn't we?
Yep.
That day. It's there's been so much loss. I know it's a cycle of life, in the circle of life, and it just feels like recently there's just been so much. Yep. All right, let me read you a few of your emails that you're sending to us at jeff@sportsanimaleabq.com, jj@sportsanimaleabq.com. Dan says, returning Jeffrey, Juan Jose, no Edward Abraham James, y regresando Gato Roberto. He played more like Cliff Paul. I can't imagine any club's going to offer more money than what he already has on the table from the Suns. It's from Dan. So I don't think he played poorly in the last game. He is guaranteed $44 million if he stays. Now, he may get a package that's worth more than 44 over 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving him more than 44 for next year.
Not a year.
No way.
I think that's what ultimately happens with Chris Paul. Is he'll sign that 2-3 year deal, get more money.
He'll do with Phoenix. 44. So would it be 60 over 2 years with Phoenix?
I think that's possible, and I think that's not a bad deal for Phoenix, because then you're not taking that
long term
hit, because they need an impact player in the league. They needed one more dude to
get buckets.
Yeah,
because it's not just if you expect Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton to take this experience, hit the weight room, a la Jordan after he got beat up by the Pistons, because Milwaukee pushed him around in that series.
No doubt.
They need one more dude that can open things up. Could it be Mikal Bridges? I'm not sure that if you stay the same, you're in the same spot, because everyone's going to get better. Everyone's going to get healthy. But I think it would help Phoenix if Chris Paul does stick around to lessen that 1 year cap hit, spread it out a little bit. Do they still believe in him?
Well, I think that's the biggest issue. So the conversation on Chris Paul was really, really interesting as we went through this playoffs. He went from the greatest point guard ever to, well, I mean, what is he, to where was he at the end, to the only guy to ever lose how many series when leading 2-0?
4.
That's a lot. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know. If it's me, and I can't tell you this either. If he's going to know what he's going to get. If he opts out, he's going to find it's going to be because he knows that he's going to get more money. He may get less per year next year, but I mean 60 over 2 or 60 or 80 over 3 is more than 44 over 1, right? It almost feels to me like the best scenario for him is take the 44 and stay. He will have a job the year after. Somebody will sign him for $20 million, which is a bargain for Chris Paul, right? It's a bargain, Bob, if you only give him $20 million. It feels to me they got something there that's building.
Yeah,
where's he going in a better spot?
How much is leadership worth?
Well,
That was not just the play of Chris Paul. Like, this team,
didn't win.
Like, even when he wasn't there, they're like, oh my gosh, Chris Paul, we did this for CP3, which is fantastic. You learn that now.
So give me the scenario that you're talking about. When you say how much is it worth, meaning that insinuates that somebody would pay over market value because of the intangibles that Chris Paul would bring. So who is that? It's not the Lakers, because they can't afford it. I mean, there's just no cap room there. So who is that? It's sure as hell not going back to the Clippers. So who's that team? Who is it?
I don't have one right off the top of my head.
I don't either, and I've thought about it a lot.
The right fit.
That's my point. So if it's about, I'm 36 and I'm going to be 37 and I need my best chance to win a championship. Now, the other piece of, if he leaves, what that tells me is they don't believe that this wasn't a fluke. And I tell you in these terms, right? Everybody's been talking about the injuries, who's injured, and their path to it. If he doesn't go back there, it makes me think, well, he realizes that that's not his best chance to win. Because at 37, look, he's getting paid. If it's about the money, you stay there and you make your $44 million. It's whatever State Farm's paying him, and then he'll have another deal the year after. If it's about getting paid and having his best chance to finally win a championship, where is that? Is it?
He doesn't have many options.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Where are you going at that point? It's not. I mean, is he going to? Brooklyn got room for another one? That's not the spot. Is it? I'm looking. It's not Golden State. I don't think. Is it? It's not the Lakers. I don't think it's Dallas. Who else is close?
Well, for that, and what you're getting back to is, for the kind of money he wants.
Well, right.
There's a lot of places that could work, but there's not a lot of places
I don't even think there's a lot of places that work that put him in a better situation than he's in now. The Lakers is the only one that works, but to your point, then yes, he'd have to go down and take a lot less money because there's no cap room. And so you're going to walk away from 44 and make 20 just so you can go play with LeBron and Anthony Davis and hope you can run this thing up and go chase a ring? I mean, maybe you are. I don't know how much is enough money for somebody. What about Philly? What about Philadelphia? Would that be a spot?
Philadelphia could actually.
That may be
depending on what they do with Ben Simmons.
Right. Well, but even whatever they do with Ben Simmons.
Well, it's about creating space to bring in a contract like that.
Understood. But I'm kind of thinking about fit basketball wise, yes, and then money wise. So as I scan the whole landscape, that if there's another situation where he might fit, that would be comparable, that would give him,
because that's what he needs at this point in time. Is he's still at the end of the day a point guard.
Yeah.
And it can't, like, he had his wow games, but I'm not even at 37 expecting Chris Paul to need to go out there and score 40 points. Because if that's the case, you're not winning an NBA championship at this point in time. So Philadelphia is a good one to land on, because if you figure out the Ben Simmons situation, whether he's there or not, you clear some room. Well, I got my score. I got Joel Embiid, the dude's going to do the work. I have Tobias Harris to score me points on the wing, and I can be the point prince at this point in time.
The point prince. Yeah, my gut says that Phoenix is the spot. He's got a rapport there. He just took him to the finals. Where's better? Philly would be the only other option for me that works. L.A. basketball-wise, yeah, I just don't see the money's not there. They're paying LeBron James, and then you're going to tell me, well, how did Brooklyn do it? Well, I'm not really sure how Brooklyn did it. I mean,
I don't think anyone knows how they did it yet.
Can they figure that out? All right, I guess you can go ride a banana boat in L.A. All right, we got a sweet deal coming up for you. We got Ronnie Daniels at the bottom of the hour. I've got emails from you. Would love to hear your conversation at 505-246-0610. I'm going to tell you about All In Autographs because I think the place is tremendous. It is a first-class, world-class memorabilia shop where you can go find signed memorabilia that will interest you and people that you know and love, no matter what their interest is. No, I'm talking about history, music, sports, entertainment, everything from, I was in there, there's signed stuff from Prince to Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio. There's a humidor from the White House. There's guitars signed and MMA belts signed and signed jerseys. And it is a museum. It is something that is so cool, and I'm so glad that Shane has brought this to Albuquerque. They host events there. If you're looking for a gift, a gift for somebody that has everything, what do I get this person? Go in there. You'll find something that is going to work for them and probably find something that you're going to want as well. If you tell them you heard it here on the opening drive, $25 off of a purchase of $100 or more. They're located at 2225 Wyoming Northeast. It's just south of Manal on the west side of the street. Big store, open, first class, everything. You can call them at 505-504-7575, and I suggest you check out their website at allinautographs.com. They host events. Tonight's the 23rd, Texas Hold'em Night. Tomorrow night, wine and whiskey tasting event, and you can call them and ask how to get involved with all that. Next month, they're bringing in guys like Steve Garvey, Rick Barry, Lincoln Kennedy to come in. You'll meet them and get signed stuff as well. All in Autographs is all that, and I suggest you go there. I know you're going to love it. It's 2225 Wyoming Northeast.
Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talk It Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One O's a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to the left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. 1-0 Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball.
The Sports Animal. Former La Cueva star Ronnie Daniels going to be with us coming up here in a few minutes at the bottom of the hour. Signed yesterday with the Gladiators. Looking forward to catching up with Ronnie. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. This is a really special day for us. And Jasmine, I don't know if you realize how special this is. This is good to see you. Good morning.
Yeah, nice to see you.
How you living? You good?
Yeah, doing great.
All right, so Jasmine is our first like in-person, in-studio sweet deal since, I don't know, February 2020?
Well,
is that? I mean,
how would you classify Danny?
No, not a sweet deal. Yeah, he wasn't sweet. No, he was a guest, but not a sweet deal like in studio, like Jasmine is. And yes, I would not classify him as sweet like I would classify Jasmine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like JJ said, I just want to sell some pizza. It's Pizza 9 is our sweet deal today. If you go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, click on the sweet deal icon at 9 o'clock, and these go so quickly. $25 gets you $50 worth of Pizza 9. You're all over the place. You've got party packs. You're the best pizza delivery in Albuquerque. 5 years running, voted top 5 for best pizza in the city 7 years in a row. I mean, that's it. No big deal. No big whoop. How you living?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to, sit on the couch, watch the Olympics, and eat some pizza.
What's your favorite pizza? Like when you order Pizza 9, everybody's got a go-to. What's your go-to?
I'm a big fan of the Lobo, especially with the green chili stuffed crust.
Yeah, buddy. See, good stuffed crust.
Green chili stuffed crust.
Yes.
Okay. Have my attention now.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so, with our fresh dough, we roll the mozzarella cheese and the green chili right inside, and then we top it even more with green chili on the crust. So you have chili on the crust, chili inside the crust, and if you get the Lobo, chili all over the cheese.
Damn.
That's game changer. You give me a stuffed crust, all right, cool, cheese. You throw some green chili in it, I'm in.
And then there's this. If you want something free, you can text Pizza 9 to 833-350-0881 for a free slice of cheesecake.
Yes, and you'll get other exclusive offers as well.
Damn. All right, so that number is 833-350-0881. You text Pizza 9 to that, and you've got the exclusive offers. All right, you guys are open in new places. You've got obviously the party packs, which are, I think that's a big deal, right? The summer parties, now the Olympics, everybody's sitting around. The party packs are going to be a big deal.
Yes, and it's great because we can finally all get together again.
Yeah, nice, in studio and have you here. All right, so it's our sweet deal. It's live on our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Top of the hour, right at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal icon, and I hit this one quick. These go. That's why Jasmine's been, I say, here in studio on however we've been doing these for years. But that's why these continue to happen, because it's one of our most popular. Jasmine, great to see you in studio. Mandy's ready to take you all around. She's your limousine, but thanks for being here. Continued success and be well.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's great to have. It's so good. All right, you want me to give the text number again, says Bob? All right, text Pizza 9 to 833-350-0881. JJ grabs the phone. I want free stuff. All right, so do that, and you, thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
And you're good. All right, 246-0610 is how to get to us, 888-922-0610. And did you already text it? You say
need that cheesecake.
Damn right. And other exclusive offers as well. The Lobo does sound delicious, does it not? Because I was thinking, you know what? What's your go-to pizza?
Ham and pineapple.
Is it really?
Yes.
So I will never pass that up when it's there. Like when there's a bunch of pizza, I will grab a piece of that because I actually really like it, but I never order it. Like I don't think I've ever gone out of my way.
Ham and pineapple with green chili is good as well.
So I've kind of become a sausage and green chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think green chili on pizza, it's kind of weird too. You go to like the media days and people, so tell me about the chilies. Or are you Christmas? Do you know anybody who lives here and says Christmas? Like when you say, which are you, red or green? And I saw Danny interviewed on TV the other day. He says both. And she's like, oh, Christmas. And he's like, yeah, both. Do you know anybody who lives here that says that if you order a meal and you want red and green, do you say both or do you say Christmas?
I say Christmas.
You do?
Yeah.
Like when you order, okay. Well, all right, you're the only one I know.
Very light on the red side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always just say both.
Red or green, both.
Yeah. Do you say,
if I'm giving the order first off, you know, like at the restaurant, you know, the waitress comes, I'll have a bacon omelet Christmas.
Okay.
I'll say it that way. But if she's asking,
then you'll say both.
Yeah, then I might say both.
Okay. It's interesting. Yeah, I would say both. If I want, or I'll say I want red on the enchilada, but I want green on the.
Yeah, because you're a picky guy.
Well, look, you're the one who just said with light on the red, but I'm picky. I'm a picky guy. You got your special orders. I'm a pretty stock order guy.
Okay.
Like I go to meals with a lot of people. I don't go with my mom. And everybody's okay. I want this, but I know this, a little extra on this, and make this really hot and crispy on this. And it's like, damn, why don't you just order that? Because, like, when you order, are you always just this, no onions, no pickles, no cheese, extra relish, whatever?
I'm a no onions guy.
All right, fair enough.
I'm not. It's not like my Starbucks order.
What's your Starbucks order? What's your Starbucks order?
Me, it's nitro cold brew with sweet cream. Simple. It's not crazy with like extra drizzle of caramel, but only one packet of sweetener, and I need almond milk and 3 pumps of goat milk. No.
What's your?
That was one of the running gags on Frasier. The sitcom?
Yeah.
Frasier?
Yeah, I remember.
Was when they went to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
It was, you know, the way they would order.
Dude, I still can I get a medium coffee with for cream?
Yeah.
The nitro, the nitro.
You mean a grande, sir?
Yeah, I speak my language. I don't talk their damn language. Yeah. But if you're going cold, you go cold?
Yes.
All right. So then I get that. Nitro brew cold. All right. It's sometimes somebody ordered me something. It was this pink stuff, and I thought it was going to be coffee. And can I just get a damn coffee? All right. Ronnie Daniels is coming up next here on the opening drive.
Order yourself a great workout at F45. 45 minutes, high-intensity training, full-body functional fitness. What is F45 all about? Well, check them out at F45training.com. Download the F45 app today. They got the Olympic program on deck, switching up just a little bit for next week. They're calling it the F45 Games. Go in there and have some fun. What I like about F45 is it pushes you in different directions than opposed to just traditional weight training. I'm still big on that, but I know for me, when I felt my best, it's when I've incorporated the high-intensity, full-body functional fitness into my workout routine. So check them out at F45training.com. Download the app today to take a look at the schedule of classes available at the Northeast Heights location. They have classes available 7 days a week. I'll be there this afternoon, 4:45, hitting up the Joker. If you want to sign up for your 7-day free trial, see what it's all about, get in and get going. Program is fantastic. You can be doing different things throughout the week, from strength work, cardio work, but it's not the same thing. You are moving throughout that entire space for 45 minutes. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque.
There and watch what's a pretty good football team and a wonderful product. Yesterday, big news and exciting news for those of you who have followed this young man. One of the I told you I've been here a quarter of a century, 25 years watching high school football in this state, and one of the 3 or 4 best high school football players I've ever seen is Ronnie Daniels, a former La Cueva player. Went on to Texas Tech, a minute at San Diego State, and yesterday it was announced that he had signed to play with the Duke City Gladiators. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. It's our pleasure to welcome to the program the newest Duke City Gladiator, Ronnie Daniels. Good morning, Ronnie. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good.
Congratulations on this. Crazy way this all goes down, man. It's crazy how life happens and how things happen. I'm going to guess a week ago, I don't know, did you ever think you'd be playing indoor football for the Duke City Gladiators?
No. Honestly, just like you said, it's crazy how life happens. It's unreal.
I'm going to ask you to tell the story, how it went down. I've heard it from Gina, and I've heard it from a bunch of different places. But how did this all go down in situations? What have you been doing to get to this point?
Well, honestly, just basically it happened. I was looking for some new work. I was also looking for a home, walking around town, Albuquerque. I would just say, damn, it was divine intervention. Ran into Gina at a gas station, and basically she made an opportunity happen, or gave me an opportunity, told me to come up to the office. Whenever she said she was the owner, I didn't believe her. I was just like, there is no way that this woman is the owner of a football team. And but had to take a chance. show up to the office a couple hours later. Got to meet Robert Kent, the coach. He seemed like he was a hardworking man. And I was like, he's a man of good faith, and so it just pretty much happened from there.
Yeah, Ronnie, you said you're looking for a job, looking for a home, and I've heard the stories. I saw a number of things. What have you been doing? Where have you been living over the last few months?
Well, I stayed down at Jackson Link for a little bit, and then just mostly just outside and just I didn't really consider myself homeless, but that's technically what you'd call it. I'd just be posted up at a park, posted up on a bench or something like that, and just really I was really just being conservative, but like I said, just looking for a new place to stay, looking for people who you want to work hard for, or work for, and just work hard for. And like I said, this opportunity came, and it was amazing. Whenever I got to meet the owner and the coach, and it was a go-to. Not a go-to, but it was.
Well, it's a lifeline, it sounds like. It's an opportunity. Ronnie Daniels is with us on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline.
Well, Ronnie, when you just think about the last couple of days and you're looking for that direction, what has gone through your mind about this opportunity and what this just could mean for you, moving forward, just trying to find some stability?
Well, if anything, I know that there's I put a lot of work into football. It's one of my, first loves, and especially whenever you're young, you want to master your craft. That's what I set out to do when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. And I know a lot of people invested in me, and it's interesting too because there's a lot of people who believe in you, and they know that you can get the job done, but there are some that are still here, and there are some that are, they've passed and they've gone, and, they aren't here anymore. I will say, like even this week, like we lost, it was like Brian O'Neill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who Brian O'Neill is.
We were just talking about that.
But and he is someone who was a great man, and, like I said, it's more of like whenever you set out to do your dreams, you want to accomplish your dreams, and you want them to see like, hey, how committed you are and how dedicated you are to getting there, and you want them to be with you as you get there, as you cross that line. And like I said, it's crazy just because sometimes like I said, you lose people on the way.
Yeah.
And like I said, those people believe in you, and they, put all that trust in you. So when it comes back to playing football, it's more of like, yeah, we're in it and we're competing and we're gonna get the job done. And I know you guys like thought I could get it done when I was little, but now it's more of like we're gonna make a career out of this. And we're not just playing around. We're not just playing a game.
Right.
This is life.
Yeah, now it's life. Ronnie Daniels is with us on the opening drive.
And Ronnie, you mentioned the life aspect of it, but as you said, when you were a kid, you fall in love with the game. Did you ever think you'd be able to find that love for football again with what you've gone through over the last 10 years?
Honestly, no. But it happened so quickly. And like I said, if you were to ask me about a week or two ago if I would have ever picked up a football again, or even stepped onto a field, or ran a route or caught a ball, I would have laughed and just been like, "That's ludicrous." You know what I mean? Like there's no way that I'm ever playing football again. And like I said, this opportunity came, and it came. Basically, like I said, by you meeting genuine people, and people who are hard working and just as hustlers just as much as you are. So I'm like, okay, this is where I need to be. And like I said, I do the MMA training too. Yep. But like I said, it was whenever you have somebody that's hustling just as hard as you and working hard as you, and they're trying to get up to the top, it's like, damn, hold on, let me catch that train.
Yeah, and now you're on it. Ronnie Daniels is with us. And Ronnie, where you been? I'd love to sit down and just talk to you for an hour, 2 hours, because I've always been fascinated by you as a player and the little bit I've known you as a person. Where are you right now with everything you've been through? And obviously you've made mistakes, and there's been life over the last decade. You go from Texas Tech to San Diego State. You've had different issues, and then living on the streets essentially the last few months. Where are you right now in your head, in your mind, as you take this opportunity, realizing that, I don't know if this is the last opportunity, but it's certainly one that's come up, and you've got to take advantage of what's going on now?
Well, right now I'm getting ready for a kids camp down at the Rio Rancho Convention Center. But if you want to be honest, I feel like I'm right where I need to be. My granddad always used to say, it's like you want to stay ready and you want to stay fit. You never know what's going to happen in your life, and you never know what opportunity is going to be given. So I've always had that mindset of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to stay physically fit and mentally fit. And sometimes you don't have all the tools to necessarily be where you want to be. Like I said, it's like you don't have all the money in the world just to go out and buy a house. You don't got the best credit just to go out and get your own. So it's more of like, okay, well, we got to start from scratch. And I didn't mind starting from scratch. And then, like I said, I feel like I'm right where I need to be. You moving around, talking to people, meeting different people, and then, also applying for different work. And then, like I said, this opportunity comes by, and it's just like, yeah, I'm not letting this opportunity just pass. I'm grabbing it by the horns, and we're going all the way with it.
Ronnie, what's it like getting your foot back into football? I know that the coach was talking about this is going to be different. You're going to be hitting walls. It's a little bit different game. You've been staying in shape, obviously. You're talking about MMA training, but what are your expectations now for indoor football?
Through the roof. Yeah. I think about basically whenever I used to play football back in the day, I was a little kid and, had a lot of growing maturity to do. There's things that I used to do as a young man, as a young boy, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible. But I feel like I'm way more physically fit than I was when I was 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. And, I still feel like I have potential and room to grow. So it's one of those things that's like real scary, because I feel like I'm still getting stronger and faster and better mentally every day. Yeah. So when it comes back to just doing a sport that you love and doing a sport that you've been grooming yourself for ever since, like I said, 6, 7, 8 years old. Well, even before that, because we used to play, football in Longview, and I used to just try to keep up with my brother, just at a young age. I'm just gonna love this opportunity and just take advantage of it and enjoy it, and just like they say, trust the process.
Take it and run, Ronnie. There's a lot of people rooting for you. A lot of people rooting for you. I'd love to get you in here and sit down with you in studio and talk about it. I just got a text from a gentleman up in Pecos. Said, you're the best high school football player you ever saw. I was at the game where you scored 7 touchdowns against Manzano. And I tell the story. I said, I watched Ronnie score 7 touchdowns, and they lost the game by a point when Manzano scored a 2-point conversion late in that game. Yeah. So it was insane. Hey,
it was that honestly was one of the funniest games I've ever played in my life, and like I said, that is amazing, just competition, and even just thinking about how we lost. It was great coaching on the other end, and they had great players. Like I said, I love the game.
Well, let's sit down and talk football, man. I'm so happy for you. I know it's been tough, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Ronnie did this or Ronnie did that," and maybe it's true. But bottom line is, you got an opportunity, and Ronnie, there's a lot of people rooting for you, and I know JJ and I are a couple of them. Let's get together soon and sit down and talk football and life. But go have fun, enjoy the opportunity. I know you're not playing this weekend, but you'll be with your team. You got the kids camp going on now, and I'm stoked for you in the opportunity. We wish you the best, and it's good to hear your voice and good to hear you in a good place.
Hey, I appreciate it, and not hopefully, but I hope you guys tune in because I'm trying to score 7 touchdowns again.
7 touchdowns? That can happen in this league.
Maybe I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to break that one and make it 8.
This time, win the game, though, dang it. Well, this time, win the game by 1.
Exactly. Hey, the craziest thing is, how do you lose a game? We scored every single time.
And so did they.
We touched the ball.
So did they.
We scored every single time we touched the ball on offense,
and
still lost the game.
And they did too. I know.
That is amazing. It's like, what can you do better?
Nothing.
Well, we're gonna get better. You know.
All right, Ronnie. Be well, man. We got to hit this break, but it's so good to catch up with you. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy it and have fun.
All right, thank you.
All right,
I appreciate you guys.
That's good. Ronnie Daniels. We'll come back and have a conversation about that, and I want you to react to what you just heard. But, man, it's good to hear him in a good place, isn't it? It's the opening drive. 95.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a... Oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One O's a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. 1-0 Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Good over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
The internet has a lot to say about Samsung Galaxy. Reddit user Flamo Demo says, "This is the worst phone I've owned. People are always bothering me about it. I'm just scared to use my phone in public, as a random someone may just give me a stupid grin or whisper to their friends. I cannot stand the fact that I can't relate to normal phones anymore." Are you ready for this life? Find out at samsung.com/reserve.
At Lowe's, we know your home is an expression of you, and we see you walking down these aisles of possibility, running your finger on that marble top Allen & Roth vanity, regularly $5.99, but now $3.49, and finding that perfect rattan pendant at an everyday low price of $99.98. In our showrooms of style, you'll find whatever you're into at a price you'll really get into. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, see associate at Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 8/29/21, U.S. only.
The Duke City's home for sports. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Right now, you can score greater savings than ever before, and I'm talking all-time great savings, the kind of money that you can set aside for something big, to spend on what you want, maybe on what you need. It's your call. I'm just saying, there's this incredible opportunity out there, and you deserve to know about it. You need to call my friends at American Financing, and you should do it now, because the benefits of a mortgage refinance is tremendous. It's a strategic way to save hundreds of dollars every month, especially when you call American Financing. They are America's home for home loans, because they make it easy to get a better loan with significant savings, and I mean savings up to $1,000 a month. I don't know, would that make a big deal to you? It would to me. Find out what you can save. There's no pressure, no upfront or hidden fees. You may even postpone 2 mortgage payments. You got to call American Financing, and I suggest you do it quickly. 423-551-6525. That's 423-551-6525, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. I can't tell you how good it is to hear Ronnie smiling, happy, joking, like the Ronnie we just heard just now. After everything that we've heard he's been through, that he just told you he's been through, look, I get it. It's an indoor IFL team, but it's an opportunity for a young man who was sleeping on benches just recently.
It's unbelievable that all the stories you see, things that happen, that he was able to survive on the streets, walk into this opportunity, And who knows what this could mean going forward. The doors it reopens for him, just the connections he's able to find. And whether or not he's a great indoor football player, is this something that leads him, as you said, to finding that job?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
That's the key.
You know, just being able to not have to sleep on a park bench, not to be walking around to gas stations.
Look, if it leads to him getting a job in this community and somebody taking a chance and saying, you know, Ronnie, you've handled yourself exemplary well, you've done a good job, and I want to put you to work. I'm going to give you a job. I'm going to give you an opportunity to have an apartment. I don't like football is a conduit, and I hope Ronnie plays really well and has a career in football still. I really do. But my vision on this is more, what is it going to do for Ronnie, the human being, and give him a chance to get his life back together. And it sounds like, and again, you know, in a 10, 12-minute conversation on the radio, how much do we really know? But I'm going to tell you, just listening to him from the beginning, talk sincerely about what happened, to the back end, to just laugh and remember the good times and want that again, kind of warmed my heart a little. And I know there's plenty of you out there saying, yeah, he blew it and Ronnie Daniels did that. Like, live your life, man. Go, and you want to pass judgment, you go do your thing. You know, I don't know what Ronnie went through. I don't know how he got to this point, nor do you, or maybe you think you do. I mean, if you do, fine, you know more than me. I'm not going to pass judgment on this young man. He's got an opportunity, and I wish him the best, and I hope he takes advantage of it.
Yeah, this is his chance right now. All that stuff could have put him in an even worse position. Somehow, some way, he made it to this point, and we'll see what it can do for him.
Yeah, and by the way, good for Gina. Gina Thomas, the owner, you've given him this opportunity. And I talked to her the other day. She didn't know a ton about him. She learned about him. And I said, well, I commend you for taking a chance on it, because it's a chance now. So this isn't a PR move for her, although there's a lot of PR to it. Good for Gina for taking a chance on him. And now it's up to Ronnie, and it sounds like he's in a place to take advantage, doesn't it? And I'm rooting for him. 505-246-0610. I want your thoughts. I enjoyed that. Hope you did too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and JJ Buck.
All right, lots going on this morning. We've still got something to give away for you. We're going to give you an opportunity to go out to Top Golf and join us in the big Swing for the Respite home golf tournament. It's coming up next Thursday. It's $100 for this entry that we're going to give away coming up here probably about 9:26-ish, if that works for you. Gato Roberto. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Adrian's producing for you on the TV side on ProView Networks. Gato Roberto on the radio side, and it's just me and JJ hanging out. No Nedward Abraham James, and sorry, Ned likes coming in though, right?
I appreciate Ned.
Yeah, buddy.
He is one of the few that is always willing to come hang out. Wake up in the morning. He is a good friend of mine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and I think he does a really nice job, and he brings a tremendous perspective. So I'm glad. And you had Jarek Reed in the other day. Good conversation I heard, and then. I think it was really good to talk to Ronnie Daniels, so you can get in on that. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Here's what's going on this morning. The Cleveland Indians are no longer going to be the Cleveland Indians. They will be the Cleveland Guardians. That was announced this morning. And now on the Texas-Oklahoma thing, the reports are, this thing's happening muy rápido. Yeah. The reports this morning, Texas and Oklahoma could make it official in a matter of weeks. ESPN is confirming. The Austin American-Statesman reported this morning that a Big 12 source believes that the talks between the schools have been going on, at the school and the conference, have been going on for more than 6 months, and that Texas A&M has been left out of the conversations, which I don't know. Like, what do you do if you're A&M now? You got nowhere to go. You're not
right.
failing.
You go hold up a giant stop sign. Stop.
Yeah, and everybody's just running right
please
through it.
Get out the way.
The A&M one. So there was something that if there was going to be another Texas school, that A&M had to sign off on it, and everybody else said, "Yeah, really, bleep that." Like A&M's pretty new to our league anyway, and it
is funny. You just see Missouri sitting back there, like, yeah, this is cool. Getting the band back together. Welcome to SEC.
Right?
What's up?
And look, it's going to be like two divisions anyway. It's going to be Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. Missouri, A&M, like the old Big 12 anyway.
how much more money are they getting?
I don't know the
ultimate question.
I don't know.
Still come back to, if the 12-team playoff is real, and it's a proposal that is going to be certified, and they are talking about taking the 6 highest-rated conference champions.
Wouldn't it have been easier to get through with your own league?
Oklahoma and Texas,
I know,
would have been easier in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So, also, why now?
I don't know that I have the answers, and they will come out, because to your point, I mean, I don't know. How many can you
just figure that, we're in the SEC, even if we lose 2 or 3 of these games.
So do they figure they're going to take 5 teams out of the SEC to the playoffs?
In the playoffs.
Is that what you're thinking? They're going to take 5 teams to the playoff out of the SEC? I mean, are they,
They can. They want to.
Well, they could take
6.
6 conference champions,
the champ,
and then they could take 6 at-larges. Yeah. I mean, they could. Your point's really interesting. But all the momentum now is pointing that way, and then the bigger questions are, what happens everywhere else? What happens to the remaining 8, the left behind 8, the vagabond 8? Are they able to cobble that league together? Did they pull a Houston, a Boise State, a Memphis, UCF, whatever they think, or did they get gobbled up by the other leagues, and then there's not a Power 5 anymore, there's a Power 4? And everybody just kind of stumbles, and then you got I used to hear that there's going to be 5 16-team leagues. Maybe there'll only be 4 16-team leagues. Edward, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Reverse back east. Hey, how was Hooters and Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, it was delicious. I mean, it's unbelievable how good those places are. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, just kind of going through your show and listening intently, as I always do. Let's clarify one thing. When people drive through Starbucks or whatever, cafe of choice, when they order, triple mocha, this, that, and the other, they're not ordering coffee. They're essentially ordering dessert.
No doubt.
So let's just qualify that and call it what it is.
Yep.
And then the pizza conversation, I've been honing the physicality of my body, so pizza has not touched these lips for a few months now, but the pineapple is always a good choice, whatever, you choose to match it up with. Hey, more importantly, hearing from Ronnie Daniels, Jeff, you're so good as an interview, and JJ, you do a good job extracting just, humility and good points. When you asked him, where are you at right now? And I put in quotation marks, I actually wrote it down. I'm right where I need to be.
Yeah.
What a profound statement. So going through chaos, and I don't know Mr. Daniels, and I hope the best for him. I really do. And maybe this won't come to fruition in a football job. Maybe he'll get a connection, and there's all kinds of construction out in Rio Rancho, and he can land a construction job and get himself a good foundational aspects in life. And I'm rooting for him. I don't know his history. I don't know what he's done right or wrong or indifferent. And I don't judge him. That's not what I'm supposed to do.
Look, man, life happens, and life comes at you quick.
Yeah.
And I will not judge anybody, and I will respect anybody who's able to get knocked down and try to pull themselves up. And for that young man who was sleeping on a bench recently, like as recently as a week ago, to take an opportunity to stumble into this, and believe what you want. If you believe things happen for a reason, I'm not going to tell you, everybody's got their faith. But that's what stood out to me the most too. When he said, "I'm right where I need to be," like I am, and this may not end up well. Like there's no guarantees. But I am so rooting for that young man, and I will not judge. Yeah, he had a lot of opportunities. He had everything. It seems like he had everything in the world, right? Insane talent, an opportunity in the Big 12. Like I get, and he blew it. Okay, fine. And he probably has had to live with that every day of his life. I'm not going to judge that young man for anything what he is right now and what he's doing.
I'm in complete alignment with you. Real quickly, let's just do a quick checklist real quick in the next minute. Devastatingly handsome, check. Painfully accurate, triple check. I've been saying for a long time, guys, that the NCAA is the major conferences are going to succeed. I just sent you that text earlier where Oklahoma and Texas have been working for 6 months on seceding from their conference. Let me liken it to this, guys, and I'm not saying I agree with this. You grow up in small town America in a small town, and there's mom and pop shops, and all of a sudden Walmart and Home Depot and Lowe's move in, and they crush you. You have to find sustainable viability. Sustainable viability programs like UNM and all the other colleges in the country, because there's going to be chaos, and out of chaos you create new things. But this is going to break down quicker than we think, and it's happening. The ball's in motion, and we've reached a point of critical mass, and it's going to crumble, and it's going to get rebuilt, and it may feel kind of weird, but just brace yourselves, guys, because we're going to see different things. Anyway, good to have you back, guys, and have a nice weekend.
Thanks. See you. Is that Alan? Is that who's on with you? Alan, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, Alan.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, just wanted to say it was a great interview with Mr. Daniels. I just want to congratulate you guys for putting him on, and what a great story he has, and it's a real testament. He talked about maturity as a young man, and that how his life has matured him and shaped him and prepared him for the opportunity that he now has. So just good job for you guys, and also for putting him on. So have a guys.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate it. Yeah, like when we have a good interview, I don't know that it's us, man. I mean, obviously it's what somebody wants to talk about, and I mean all the credit to him, JJ. I just. Like I told you, I'm rooting so hard for a young man who's been through so much. And if you want to tell me he brought it upon himself, that's fine. I don't know what the whole story, and I honestly, I've watched enough good people in life go through bad times. Good things happen to bad people, and look, bad things happen to bad people too. Bottom line is, here's a young man who has been through a lot. Yeah, he had opportunity. He had opportunity that so much of us would kill for, right? What is he today? Where is he today? What's his opportunity? And I give Gina and that organization a ton of credit. And I don't want to discount what the chance that they're taking, the happenstance that led to their meeting, JJ, and for them to say, all right, let's give you a chance, and we're not throwing you out on the field this weekend. They could suit him up and try to get people out to the game on Saturday and play a PR stunt. Ronnie's not ready to play indoor football. He's never played indoor football. They got to teach him the game, right? It's a totally different game. He's not ready to sign on Tuesday and play on Saturday. So they're going to hold him until the 31st against the Rattlers, which is fine. But kudos to her, and kudos to him, and what Alan just said about the maturity and the young man growing up.
And that's what it's about, is he's made it to this point, and he's reflected on what he's been through, where he's at. So what does this moment mean? Yeah, it's an opportunity to play football, but this could mean so much more just for him the rest of his life.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come at us. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We'll continue the conversation. Get you the latest that we know on the Texas-Oklahoma SEC stuff. Got to hit on the Dodgers last night, because I think Dodger fan, you got a concern. Whether or not that should have been strike three, and I think it should have. Kenley Jansen's blown 2 saves in 2 nights, 3 recently. They're 3 behind the Giants, and I thought this was going to be the week it spun, and it should have been if they could close a game, but they've got issues as well, so we can get into that as well.
You don't have to have issues when it comes to your fitness. F45 training, once you sign up for your class, your spot is locked in. It's not going to be overfilled. It's not going to be unavailable, because that's the whole point. Download the app, book your class. It's set. Get in and get going. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the app. Take a look at the Northeast Heights location. See what the workouts are all about. Just 45 minutes, high-intensity training, fast, fun, and results-driven. If you got some time this afternoon, download the app. Join me. I'll be at the 445 class getting a little joker in this afternoon. And what I love about high-intensity interval training is the 45 minutes flies by because you're always moving. You're not just doing one thing. You're not just stuck in one area. They have classes set up every time you go in. Get your quick warm-up, and then you hit it, and you are going. And in 45 minutes, it's going to fly by, and you're going to realize, wow, I did a lot, and I feel like I did a lot in just 45 minutes. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the app. Sign up for your 7-day free trial. Take a look at the class schedule overall. Classes are available 7 days a week. Get in and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of Novalent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball.
And AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, so here's what you're going to hear about today. The Cleveland Guardians. You're going to go, what is that? That'll be the new Cleveland baseball team. They'll keep the color scheme and the C and the script, the lettering, the font on the jerseys. Indians turns into Guardians. I think they've got a cool logo. So like thumbs up to that. You'll hear about the lighting of the torch and the starting of the Olympics. That's a big deal. You're going to hear a lot about the Texas, Oklahoma. What's starting to JJ, I don't know. Inevitable is a jump.
Welcome to the SEC.
It feels like it's inevitable. And then there's this Michael Thomas, star receiver for the New Orleans Saints, who was injured so much. A Taft High School alum, by the way, former Taft Toreador. Will not be ready for week 1 after ankle surgery. This just came out. It's supposed to be a bounce back season for him. They got uncertainty at quarterback in New Orleans, and Ian Rappaport's reporting this morning that he underwent surgery to repair ligaments in his ankle back in June, and he will miss the start of the 2021 season. So buyer beware in your fantasy football draft.
Yeah.
One of the best receivers in football. Man, you get to a point in your career where I don't know where oft injured becomes a label, but when you miss the majority of last season and start this season with an ankle injury coming off surgery, oft injured might start to come in there.
Yeah, soft injured, unfortunately, for Michael Thomas and the Saints. The direction of that franchise is up in the air.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
They are going to take a huge step back this year with either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston playing quarterback, and you're just going to look around and go, Alvin Kamara, here's the football again.
Yep.
And again.
Go.
And again.
Go. Yeah, go. There's another report this morning. This is an NBA thing, that the Lakers are mulling Russell Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, Dennis Schroeder, and Talen Horton-Tucker. And I would tell you, how long have I told you I think Westbrook to LA makes sense? Now, if you're looking, somebody asked, I saw it on the Twitter yesterday, would you rather have Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook? I know my answer. What's yours?
Russell Westbrook.
Me too.
And it's thinking it through with what we just saw the Milwaukee Bucks do. Because we get so caught up in the regular season on three-point shooting. And we got to space the floor. You need space. If you have Anthony Davis, you have LeBron James. You need space. But if you get Russ to be in attack mode, if you get Russell Westbrook to play defense on the perimeter, we have just seen the last 2 years from the Los Angeles Lakers to the Milwaukee Bucks, you can win an NBA championship without being an elite three-point shooting team in the playoffs.
All right, so there's a report out Mark Spears, Undefeated, said LeBron and the Lakers have been looking for a veteran point guard. Chris Paul's one of the guys they're looking for. There's been talks about Russell Westbrook as well, bringing him back to Los Angeles in a sign and trade. He went to UCLA. He's an LA kid. And so for Kuzma, Horton Tucker, and Schroeder, which do it. Like if you're a Laker, like do it.
At this point in time.
So Chris Paul's got a $44.2 million player option. But the issue comes down to cap. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, between them, set to make $76.5 million, and the projected salary cap's $112. So it leaves you about $50-ish million left, and you got a whole team to sign, right? They're going to have the number 22 pick. You've got Caruso. You've got Markieff Morris. Montrezl Harrell's got a $9.7 million player option, which he's going to opt in, because where else is he going to get that? So this is really interesting. I think Russell Westbrook there, to me, makes a difference. Like if you're asking me of all those guys like him, Chris Paul, guys who haven't won, even James Harden, I'm going Westbrook.
Well, if I had to take, if
you go James Harden,
no,
I get that.
That's never a question. That's like James Harden isn't even in that conversation, in my opinion. And with Russ, the thing with him is he's going to give you everything he's got night in and night out. And when you bring in a player like Russell Westbrook, that will allow you, I think, to manage AD and LeBron a little bit differently throughout the season, as opposed to needing those guys each and every night regular season just to at least have a manageable playoff seed. And when you look at the other options, you need to take a step back and you can go a lot cheaper, too, because there's guys in the unrestricted free agent market that are going to be really interesting, and I'm talking Kyle Lowry and Mike Conley. You know, those other veterans, which aren't going to cost you $40 million a year, but if you manage to get to the postseason, we just saw Mike Conley, unfortunately, before he got hurt, put up some good numbers with Utah Jazz. I think Kyle Lowry he's 35, but he's in that perfect position to be that solid, stable veteran point guard for a playoff team.
And I think it comes down to, you know, is there going to be a discount for them to go chase a ring? Kyle Lowry's already won a ring. Conley is not. Yeah. Conley was terrific. If you're going to ask me to rank those three, I'm going Westbrook, Lowry, Conley. Lowry might not take the discount because he's already got one.
Yeah, you're not
Conley would
necessarily looking at veteran minimums for these guys, but they're unrestricted free agents.
Right. And well, how do you fit it in? And so what's the priority? Like, you get to 30, what would you tell me Lowry is 35? Mm-hmm. You got one left, right? You got one contract left. If somebody want to pay me $35 million a year to go play for 2 years, I'm taking it. Or does somebody want to pay? And I'm sitting here, listen, I'll never know the difference between 20 and 35 million. Does that change your lifestyle? If you're making 20 million a year or $35 million a year, it seems like you're living relatively the same lifestyle. But I don't know. That one's out of my. It's a blind spot, so I don't know the difference.
I volunteer to try it.
It'd be nice to know, would it not? Like that's something I'd love to. First world problems. But your point, JJ, I think the Lakers are going to find themselves a high-profile, difference-making guard. They tried it with Schroeder; it didn't work. Kuzma has been. I think he's played himself into what he is. He's a piece. Horton Tucker is on the rise, but if you're telling me I'm going to trade all three of those guys and get Russell Westbrook, yes.
Don't blink, don't think, just hit accept.
Yeah, no, that's yes. And you and I are on the same page. If you're going to ask me Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul, I'm going Russell Westbrook. I've told you that for years. I like Westbrook over Chris Paul. The energy that Russell Westbrook brings to me, and I have to think a second before I make the statement, but I think he is the most underappreciated player of this era. What he does athletically, defensively, the numbers he plays, Oscar Robertson type numbers, right? I mean, generational numbers. I get it. He hasn't won a championship, and that's why he's underappreciated. But when you're going to tell me the Chris Pauls, James Hardens, guys who have not won, to me, he's the most underappreciated.
Yeah, the game gets trashed the most because he's not an efficient shooter, and thus people think that he's just chasing the triple doubles as opposed to trying to win. But when you look at
they don't just happen.
When you look at the situations he's been in, the end in Oklahoma City wasn't the greatest team around him. He went to Washington and he hasn't complained, and that's a huge thing. Is he hasn't said, "Oh, I'm not playing, trade me here." He played at the end in Oklahoma City. He signed that deal. He went to Washington, and he was playing as hard as he could this season. Now you give him an opportunity, we can actually cut back on his shot attempts. I mean, he doesn't need to be taking 20, 25 field goals a game. That dude is going to be super effective if he's got LeBron James and Anthony Davis around him.
I can't agree more. All right, stand by for a quick second. I'm gonna let you know how you can win an entry into the Swing for the Respite home golf tournament at Topgolf next week, which is worth $100. But first, I'm going to tell you about American Financing, because mortgage rates have managed to drop even lower recently. You got to grab one while you can, and I know just the lender to call. American Financing, America's home for home loans. This really is a company that's in it for you, doing what it takes to save you the most amount of money. They're known for saving customers up to $1,000 a month, and it's possible because they review all of your finances. Can you consolidate debt, drop mortgage insurance, or even shorten your term? You won't know for sure unless you make the call to American Financing. Find out what you can save. No pressure, no upfront or hidden fees, and you might even postpone 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing. The number is 423-551-6525. That's 423-551-6525, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Okay, here's what we got for you. The Swing for the Respite home golf tournament. JJ, this is going to be fun. I'm going out. You going to come out with me?
Am I invited?
I mean, I just invited you. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, will they let you play? I mean, you can play for me. I don't care.
They can enter.
All the funds are going to go to make improvements to the Altamira Residential Respite Home for individuals with disabilities. Tickets are going for $100, and you can get them, and I suggest you do that. Food, fun, golf, great cause, 2 tournament games, plus open play. For information, contact Andrew Faber at 505-366-2132. 366-2132, but we're going to give away an entry right now. It's $100, and it's caller number 5. Well, it's worth $100, and it's caller number 5. Call right now at 505-246-0610. That's 505-246-0610, and you'll win that.
And you have to, it's only the one day, the 29th.
Yes.
So if you can't go, please don't call.
Yeah, it's next Thursday. All right, so call now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Cade Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And wait.
Things are, I don't know, moving in the right direction. I don't know if that's even the right way to say it. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. So having Jasmine in studio was a big deal for us, right? Our first sweet deal of in person. And like that was a big deal, right? That felt like, I don't know, that was a monumental. I don't know. Maybe that's overstating it, but here's really what felt like the old days. There's pizza in the break room.
Oh,
how about that?
When did that show up?
While you were doing what you were doing, I tried to tell you. In fact, I did tell you. I said, "There's pizza in the break room." That's where JJ must be. Brandon just came in. Hey, you better get some. Everybody, all the salespeople, like there's food again. There's food again here.
Well, we have a caller on line 4 that you remember.
Yeah, who's that?
Josue.
Who's that?
Josue.
Do you remember a guy named Josue? He used to go and get pizza in the break room. Like he used to enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, since he's on the phone, I thought maybe we'd do the bus right now.
Oh, you want a hoe? I don't know, Hoser, you like to hoe?
Man, I do.
Oh, you want a hoe?
Save me some pizza.
I was wondering about there's pizza in the break room, by the way. Doesn't that make it feel like everything's getting back? All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Where'd y'all go, man? We're not coming up 2 days in Vegas, hoe. I still got some hoe in me.
Still got it.
Adrian, you know hoe?
He's like, whatever, man.
Adrian's producing on the Pro View. What's up, man? How you living?
Living large.
Happy Friday to you.
Large.
What's up?
Man, I threw up the jump shot at the buzzard, and I was caller 4 to try to win the Top Golf thing. Oh, I was heartbroken.
Oh, we
man.
needed
Like,
caller 5.
It was a little short. Yeah, I know. He said he called him. I was like, come on, Gato Roberto, help me out.
Next time, my friend. Because that'll be fun. I'm going to be out there on Thursday. I didn't even have to be caller 5.
I know, and that's what I wanted. You know, I just want to go hang out with you guys.
Man,
and plus, I've never been to Top Golf yet, so what a great way just to go on somebody else's dime.
Come on out. Come on out. All right, is that all you needed?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys looking good. JJ, fantastic.
Not looking good, but
fantastic.
JJ looks good.
I love that.
JJ's been doing F45. I don't know if you heard about that, but
yeah, he looks a little buffer.
Cinnamon this
he's
morning.
yoked. What are you eating this morning? Cinnanugs?
Cinnanugs.
Is that what the pizza? Is that what they offer?
Fantastic.
Damn.
Sugar pizza? Come on.
Sugar pizza. All right,
I
man.
thought the sweet deal was maybe the elephant part. Oh, that was always my best one.
When she would bring those eggs, those are the best eggs ever.
Eggs in town.
Yeah, those are the best eggs
And the
ever.
papitas.
Un poquito papitas, sí, ¿verdad?
Forget about it.
All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Be well.
Peace out.
Later.
Bye.
Just hoping that we feel bad
Come
for
on,
you,
man.
Hoser. We'll give you.
Throw me some food and some free golf. I can't even believe you didn't give it to him.
Well, no. Well, I didn't know it was him. But
we are fair around here.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Unless it comes to free food, then it's every man for himself.
You better hope that there's some left, man.
Or a woman. Yeah,
because those salespeople hit it hard.
Yeah, they do.
I'm just going to tell you. All right, Les says, can I vent, Jeffy? This is on the email machine, jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. The other day I was in a public lavatory. I didn't even know they were called lavatories anywhere but the airplane. Someone walks in with a mask. Fine, whatever. But then they take off the mask to brush their teeth. So the lavatory is a COVID spreader, but it leaves you alone if you're brushing your teeth. Toothpaste repels COVID, question mark? It's from Les.
That's funny.
Well,
that's funny.
So Les, I don't know how else are you going to brush your teeth? Like if the whole point was to brush your teeth, how are you going to brush your teeth?
At home?
Okay, but it's the middle of the day. You just had some, I don't know, pizza from the room, Cinnanugs, and you wanna scrub your cobblers. I mean, you got to go somewhere and brush your teeth, right? Have you ever brushed your teeth at work? I have.
I've never worked long enough.
No, I've got that toothpaste and toothbrush in my bottom left drawer of the office if you ever need it.
I haven't had to get 10-hour shift in a while, so.
Yeah, I mean, I have, and I think we've all seen people in a work restaurant. I mean, but that is, the COVID doesn't count when you're brushing your teeth, I guess. I don't know. Lars says the pirate and concerned about your game. Your game already faces enough headwinds. I have no doubt Mike Leach's hope for a 64-team tournament is going. You think it is going to happen? It may not be tomorrow, but college athletics is a cesspool addicted to greenbacks, and the quickest way to generate dough is adding more teams. They're not doing a 64-team football team. That's one thing I feel pretty secure about in my, at least in my professional lifetime. I mean, there's no way they're going 64 teams in football.
There is not.
And playing all those extra games. You're adding, 7 more games to whoever plays the finals? I just don't see that. So that I'm not worried about. Jax is on the finals, Jeff. You live by the 3, the Suns died by it. Booker's a nice player, but is he really an alpha dog? Or could he be better second banana behind LeBum, Kawhi, or KD? It's from Jack. Look, I told you during the playoffs, I think he is on his way to being that. I don't think he's there yet. He's 24 years old. Kobe wasn't that at 24. Mike wasn't that at 24. I don't even believe LeBron was. I do believe Booker's on his way to being that guy. His first playoff run, he got to the finals. I don't know. Did those guys get to the finals in their first playoff run? I'm going to tell you the answer. No. So, while Devin Booker didn't finish, and look, I've been wrong on I always go back to Matt Leinart. I was pretty sure about that. I'm pretty sure about Devin Booker, and because he didn't win a championship in his first run of the playoffs, I'm not willing to go back on my statement.
I'm trying to think back, and I don't know why we would want to make a declaration on the rest of a 24-year-old's career after a bad Game 6.
Well, because he lost in Game 6 of the finals.
Like Devin Booker, he can be that dude. It's going to be different. Like Steph Curry ain't doing it by himself. Yeah, you need someone else. Like the difference between a Devin Booker and Giannis is just like Giannis can do things physically to take over a game where if his shot's off, which he shouldn't be shooting much anyway, he can go and score 50 points. And by the way, have an unbelievable performance at the free throw line, something that he was terrible at.
With all due respect, when it was said and done, and as much as I like the construction of the Suns, and I do, who is the number 2? Is it Chris Paul? Who's a better player right now, Chris Paul or Chris Middleton?
Chris Middleton.
Yes. Chris Paul has had a terrific career. We're almost giving him a lifetime service award as he went through the playoffs. He can have a spectacular game, and he's limited. And he's 36, and like he was good. But who's the number 2 on that team?
The number 2 was Chris Paul,
and therein lies your issue. But that's why they didn't win the championship.
And that's why I was on Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like when you give me Giannis, who's the best player on the court by a mile.
Yeah.
And then a Drew Holiday and a Chris Middleton, there's more room for if one of those guys isn't having a great night for someone else to pick it up. And that is what's missing for the Suns, is they are a really good team. Yep. They were constructed well. But when Devin Booker is getting pushed around having an off night, you're trying to take a step back and go, well, we can't get that kind of scoring out of Jay Crowder. Can't get that out of Mikal Bridges. Like, those are good supporting pieces, but it just means that Booker has to be on every single night. He can't have room for error like he did in Game 6.
And there is the reason why it went the way it did. We're going to the phones when we come back. 505-246-0610. I got to give Bob a chance to wipe the grease off his fingers so he can get the buttons pushed. 246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. For great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride.abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporters of the Pro Sports Network.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I
Clark's
already
Pet
used Capital
Emporium,
One Auto Navigator.
your pet's
I found my
second
car
best
online and
friend.
got pre-qualified
Visit
instantly.
clarkspets.com.
Instead of all that.
A rogue
You know
virus.
those things impact your
No
credit score.
jobs.
Didn't impact my
Sky-high
credit score,
tuition
Dad.
debt.
Now I'm going to the
Life is
dealership
trying
for
to
a
put our
test drive and
generation
to
on
make
the
the purchase.
sidelines. But we
Sounds
refuse to
too
just sit
easy.
back and
No,
watch it
it's
pass
just
us
easy.
by.
Capital
Instead,
One. What's in your
watch
wallet?
us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise.
Ferguson is committed
Watch us
to
change
making
our
business
world.
with us the easiest part of your day.
Watch us become the next
Ferguson.com
greatest
is designed to help
generation.
Run your business from the office to the job site by making your day-to-day activities easier. With
Well, I'm going
24/7
to the frontier, walk to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Man, it was good to be back in the saddle today. Good conversation. I really enjoyed the Ronnie Daniels conversation, and the response we're getting has been terrific on listening to him, hearing him, and The opportunity which that young man has, and all rooting for him. The updates on what's going on with Texas and Oklahoma, where it's really pointing that way. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in like Terry did. Hello, Terry.
Good Friday, gentlemen. I hope you all are doing well today. Enjoy the pizza. Quickly, Ryan O'Neal, he came to work for CYFD late in his career. We would talk. He saw I had a KU football jersey on one day. So, you know, if you work for CYFD, not a lot of sports fans there. So we would change stories. He was a very nice man. So my thoughts go out to his family. Howard Morgan, I was just talking with somebody I was walking with the other day, and back the old way, he would draw those pictures on the studio and the smiling sun and different things, and now everything is all technology and doing that. So one was surprised he was still alive, and it's sad on his passing, but it was enjoyable watching him do the weather many moons ago and all that. College football, I think European soccer fans, obviously we don't have the same type here because I don't think they would like all the changes. Rivalries will go away. The SEC, you might get what you're asking for. Texas, will they act like they're the new kid on the block or think they own the ship once they get there? That's what they did with the Big 12. They took over and said it's all us. And, you know, sometimes it's the talent of the team and sometimes it's the market. You know, Rutgers going to the Big 10 was just all about trying to get a big TV market, and the team didn't have anything to do with the team. The Big 12, if they do lose those two, I would have 5 calls if they try to stay together. Houston, Cincinnati, Memphis, BYU, and Boise. And the first 4 that would say yes, I would take them. Otherwise, I see the Big 12 as something of the past. UTEP was one of those that was one of the first to be tossed by the wayside. You know, they joined the WAC in 1980, 79 or 80. And then the WAC expanded to 16 and then created the Mountain West, and they got tossed aside. So it can happen to the best of them. And if they needed to write a book on how to destroy a football program, it was 2008 KU had won the Orange Bowl, and within 5 or 6 years had dropped off the map of college football by changing coaches every 2 years and just doing everything wrong they could. But you guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your families. And I always appreciate the time you give me.
Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you. A couple things there. The college football stuff, the landscape of college athletics, and I'm with you on what does it mean to everything else. What's it going to mean to basketball tournaments and everything. It's starting to feel inevitable. I don't know anything that you all don't know. I'm reading what everybody...
Texas and OU are going to the SEC.
I think that's happening, right? And so really the question then is, all right, what does the Big Ten do? Does the Big Ten, which is sitting at 14, do they come in and say, we want to add teams, or are we at the right spot? The Pac-12's got to be convening now and saying, what do we do? Because if you're the Big 12, the remaining 8, I think your first call isn't to Boise State necessarily in Houston. I think it's to Colorado and Utah. And saying, do you want to come to us? We bring you in to get back to 10, and then maybe Houston and Boise State. And does a Big 12 look like that? BYU, absolutely BYU, because I think they're going to. I mean, if everybody's looking out for them now, they're trying to cobble it together. You're an AD and a president at, let's just say, Oklahoma State. You're in conversations right now, probably with everybody. How do I get into the SEC, and how do I go with Oklahoma? But how do we keep our league together? But the Big Ten just called and they're interested. The Pac-12 called, they're interested. You are listening and having a conversation about everything, don't you think?
Yes.
I think BYU finds a league here. Don't you?
And this would be the time where you take a step back. You see the shifts that are occurring. Even with, I get it was a COVID year last year, but you saw Notre Dame join a conference, and that didn't hurt Notre Dame. It didn't really change anything about their brand.
They played in a conference.
They didn't join a conference, yeah. But I think they're realizing as this stuff moves, this is probably the step we're going to have to take, especially given the fact that they didn't get themselves what looks like a guaranteed spot in that new proposal.
Yeah, yep. So I think they consider the ACC with West Virginia, footprint-wise. right? If you're Iowa State, you're Kansas State, you're Baylor, you're TCU, you're nervous. You're Texas Tech.
100%, because you're realizing that you got lucky.
Well, you've been lucky.
Like, you've been lucky. You're a part of the Big 12.
Yeah.
There's nothing, when we talk about market-wise, this or that, that stands out. You've just been a member of the Big 12.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you were there. And you know, like Washington State, I was. So what does the Pac-12 do? Should the Pac-12 be looking at what? I mean, I don't think Boise State's going to the Pac-12 just because as far as the academic piece. The Pac-12 has always been a stickler on that. So I don't think that's happening. Does the Pac-12 say, we should go into a Texas footprint now? We should invite Texas Tech and or Baylor and or TCU.
I don't think they make a move at all, actually.
So you think they stay at 12?
It'd be making a move to make a move.
Well, all right, so adding the Dallas-Fort Worth market with TCU. Texas, small market, but they've got a big alumni base. Does Oklahoma State do something for you? I'm not telling you I firmly think they should, but if everybody's going, if it ends up being a Big Four, and they're at 16, right? 16 to 16 is 32, so it'll be 64 teams, which has kind of been the number everybody's been pointing at anyway. I think people just thought it'd be in 5 conferences instead of 4. If that's the number, what's best for the Pac-12? I don't think San Diego State's ever getting into the Pac-12. I just don't. I think SC and UCLA are going to keep them out. Okay? I don't think Boise State's getting in the Pac-12 because academically those presidents have always said you've got to hit a standard that Boise State does not hit. So, you're the Pac-12, you think you stay put? Or you don't look to what's left there? And
I don't see them, at least right now, saying we have to go grab these teams just to have teams. Because if anything were to happen, they're still in a strong position to be a part of a super conference or a breakaway.
No, that's right.
And the thing that we do have to look back on, it's not just that, these guys are going to take their football and move. We just heard Mark Emmert say this model might not work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's out there. And so you have all this movement. And my biggest concern in this situation is people are going to find a way to get by. But can people live with the fact that college football could look different than everything else? Like, can we keep hey, basketball's this way, here's our conferences, because you have different affiliations for different sports already.
Yeah.
But keep a basketball model that is similar, that at least gives opportunity, because in basketball, the other Olympic sports, we've seen it. We have national champions at the University of New Mexico. Like, you can compete at that level. But can you just be okay with the college football model changing, looking different, having to have different discussions over here, and not the same thing or rules governing everything?
When you say that, what does that mean? Because I really going over with all their sports. They're not just going to go football. So the SEC is going to have this mega conference and everything, by all accounts. So what does that look like?
It is. Now, that's worst case scenario, I think, for everyone, if they just say, you know what, we're going to have this 64-team mega conference.
And just isolate,
it just
not
be
play
for
anybody else.
Football, and you still have your crossovers with everything else.
Yeah. And I don't know what the Big 12 TV obligations are with ESPN's their primary, and I think Fox. I know there's a lot of money in the Big 12 deal. Like, you're Bob Bowlesby right now. You're the commissioner of the Big 12, man. You got your work cut out for you. All right, thank you to Ronnie Daniels, newest member of the Gladiators, was with us. Terrific conversation. If you didn't hear it or you want to hear it again, JJ, it'll be posted wherever you get your podcasts, on JJ's Facebook or JJ's Twitter _JJ Buck, and on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. Adrian, thank you. Good work. Enjoy the weekend. Roberto, Gato Roberto,
Yes.
están bien.
And congratulations to Chrissy, who's going to join Altamira.
Looking forward to seeing her out there. I'll be out there next Thursday. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will follow that. You get the Sports Bar this afternoon at 4, and then Isotopes Baseball in El Paso after that. Have a good weekend, man.
Have a good day, y'all.
Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.